What's going on, guys? My name's Khotso. Welcome back to another video. Today is quite an iconic video, one of one in Botswana. Guys, it's a special video today. Hope you're ready because I know I am. Stay tuned and I'll see you guys in a sec. Cheers.
Depo on the beat.
I joined you with the owner of this magnificent one of one in Botswana. Guys, welcome to the channel, Mr. Salvini.
Thank you, Kutso. It's nice to be here.
Thank you so much. Literally, sir, I'm lost for words. Ever since we met this morning, I can't even speak. I'm stuttering over my words. So, thank you so much for this.
You're very welcome. She's a pretty baby. I'm glad she's getting some attention from you.
Exactly. No, so I always have to appreciate it. It's exactly when you have one on one in Botswana, honestly speaking. So, otherwise, so brings us here. RS4 4.2 liter. Yeah, tell us all about, I see you have some aftermarket wheels, I'm assuming. It's been lowered a little bit, so it's just in line. I see you've lowered the car. I'm assuming these are some aftermarket wheels because I think they're 19-inch stock or something like that. Yeah. And yeah, take us through your wheels, brake, suspension, and wheel.
Okay, well, to start off with the rims,
right.
Although that should be one of the last places to start off with. The rims are NK GT 01 racing rims, dual valve, so you can put nitrogen, oxygen, and balance them out. It's mainly for tracking. Right. But they're also quite a lot lighter than the original wheels.
Okay. You know the dimensions roughly per wheel?
They are 19-inch, ET24 if I'm not mistaken, 9.5J.
Okay, perfect.
So
you did mention it's a bit of weight saving. Do you know how much roughly compared to stock per wheel?
Around about 3 kgs per wheel. It's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, definitely. Save some time on the track.
So yeah, unfortunately we don't have tracks, and I don't know whether I'll take it to track, quite honestly. But a lot of the RS4 owners do track their cars. So this car produced from 2006 to 2008. 4.2 liter naturally aspirated V8. I got it by chance.
Is it?
In Botswana.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I went to see it. I loved it, but I didn't know exactly what it was.
Exactly. Right. Because there are. Not to be rude or anything, because you never know. You just hear a V8, it might just be misbranded, etc., etc.
And anyway, I got it, and then I started doing some research on it.
Right.
And then I discovered what a special car it actually was.
Definitely.
10,000 made worldwide.
Yeah, exactly.
2,500 to the US market, but not a single Avant went to the US market. The Avant is a station wagon. In Africa, we've done some research on it. Audi's a little bit reluctant to give us the exact figures.
Exactly.
But between 2006 and 2009, because there was a spillover in the registration years, there were around about 36 Avants brought into the whole of Africa.
Wow.
We know of at least 6 that have been written off. So we assume a couple more. So this is probably around 1 of 30 in Africa.
Exactly.
Probably
somewhere
less
in
now.
the ballpark somewhere. Yeah.
It's a 15-year-old car. But as far as I'm concerned, she's
running better than ever.
and beautiful. It's got all the modern luxuries you could possibly want. And it's a great car. What I've done to it, I lowered it. H&R springs.
Okay.
All the way around. Kony racing shocks all the way around.
Okay.
The front splitter is genuine carbon fiber. It was made for me in Ireland.
All right. Oh, custom made.
Custom made.
Oh, wow.
The car originally came with the comfort pack. Okay. Which is the fold-up mirrors, not the Formula One type mirrors. Well, they're called Formula One. Okay. And it didn't come with the wing backs. Right. So after a lot of searching and a lot of scams,
back and forth.
yeah, finally got the seats.
Right.
Had them reupholstered because they were black to match the interior. The grey interior is also an unusual combination.
But it works well though.
It works
well.
very, very well.
It works very well. And just to mention, were they reupholstered in Botswana or locally? Or
Unfortunately not, no.
Okay.
They were done in South Africa.
Okay.
But that was just an issue of convenience.
All right.
Hopefully someday soon I'll have another project and somebody will do them here. The headlights came from the US.
And that is a very nice. Those are some B7 projectors. I've never seen that before. I've seen them obviously, YouTube, etc. But seeing them in person,
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Unfortunately, it's not connected at the moment, but it's
Right.
got devil's eyes, so you can run the complete color spectrum when they're on off your phone.
Oh wow! So Bluetooth, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's got the RS embossed into the lens. They're also long focus, so
Right. Oh, so
they've been changed.
Okay.
So when you're driving at night, you get a very wide angle on the light, and the light is very white.
Okay.
It causes some problems because people think you've got your brights on. But,
Right. So it doesn't have the adaptive.
it does.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's full on adaptation. They move with the steering wheel.
Exactly. Right.
Hardly noticeable though. I think it's more of a gimmick than.
Yeah. Well, it's probably from outside. I think from inside the cabin, I don't think it's
No,
too
you
noticeable.
don't notice it so much.
Yeah. Right.
It's got a group and intake, which came from Japan. I
Right.
ordered it from Japan, signed by the founder of the company, which is a nice touch.
Wow.
Um,
You know him personally?
no, I contacted them and they said, well, this is the only grouping that's been ordered for Africa.
Oh.
So
okay.
what can we do to help you?
Right.
And it's a funny story with the intake. It came just as the first lockdown for COVID.
Yo, just right there.
Right
you
there.
just caught it before.
Yeah, and it arrived, and because of COVID, they didn't accept it at customs. Remember that at customs there was this whole thing, only essential things could come through. So it got sent back.
Wow.
So
And you had to pay for it, obviously. Or...
no, the grouping paid for the return
and back.
Yeah.
Wow, logistics. Eh?
Yeah, so it was very, very nice of them. So I'm very happy with grouping.
As for performance, how do you feel compared to the stock airbox?
There's not much of a difference. It's not known for giving a difference. There's a huge debate about it. The stock airbox is a very good airbox, but where there is a difference is the sound.
Exactly.
You will hear it.
Okay.
The car has got a really deep growl to it, so
yeah.
it's very, very nice.
Oh, wow. I'm excited to hear that.
The engine covers are currently being refurbished because they're yellow.
Right.
What else have I done to the car? Okay, the sound system is a Kenwood head unit, and then front doors, mid-ranges, tweeters,
Right.
rear doors, mid-range tweeters, sub is in the back, amp is in the back, everything is Rockford 4-skate.
Wow.
This car came with the optional sunroof, which is the solar panel. It's a very rare option.
I can imagine this was years ahead of its time.
Yes.
Literally.
Yeah.
Who would have thought a sunroof with solar in that time? Who
Yeah.
would have imagined? 2006, 2008. And as for the benefits, do you see compared? Do you actually use it, etc.?
It's all automatic. So when you park, the solar panel kicks in, and it runs your air vents. So when you get in the car, it's not hot.
Yeah.
In Botswana, wow,
Questionable.
with 45-degree temperatures, it's debatable.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
But it's a nice touch. Man, I've done so much to the car just to keep it going. It's and now parts are no longer available.
So they're discontinued, or do they
discontinued, no longer available. Look, she's an absolute pleasure to drive.
Exactly, the offsets, the placement, the fitment. I honestly say, or questionable. I say a question actually. Compare, the ride has a bit sketchy when it comes to our roads. That's one thing. But in your experience, how has it been? Lowering your car.
Not bad. Okay, it's lowered but not extreme. So it's a good height.
Right.
The potholes, of course, are always a problem. It's more the speed humps that are.
So you sort of scrape underneath.
Yeah.
Okay.
We built an aftermarket exhaust,
Okay.
which is actually going to be changed next week. Another aftermarket exhaust is going in.
Wow.
This aftermarket exhaust hangs a little bit too low,
Mm.
so it's not flush with the prop shaft like it should be.
Okay.
So that scrapes a bit,
Yeah.
but it's not bad,
Okay.
and it's quiet. And this is a V8; it shouldn't really be quiet.
Exactly. Especially your low RPMs. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Exactly.
But she's really a pleasure to drive. You will drive her just now.
You heard that, guys? You guys heard that for yourselves.
Heavy on fuel.
Yeah,
of
4.2 liters. I
course.
can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
So not an ideal daily driver, but I use her as a daily driver.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I really believe cars are there to be driven.
Exactly.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
The number plate delete came from the US. It's a piece that's not available for. Some of them are available in Europe.
All right.
But otherwise, it's not generally available. It wasn't available on the African market.
Okay. So what is the grill an entire mesh grill, and then that's a separate piece?
That's
or?
a separate piece.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
it's
got
plug-in.
the Quattro lettering as well.
Okay. Right. So that did not come standard with the car.
No, some of them did, others didn't.
Oh,
It's
wow.
just like the V8 underneath the indicators. Some have got the V8 logo, some don't.
Oh, wow.
I guess it's what you wanted when you
Configuration.
ordered the car.
Yeah.
Good. So what else is there to tell you?
I think we've pretty much covered everything. I think otherwise for the engine, I'm not familiar. Isn't this the same engine that was in the first gen Audi R8? However, there are a few differences with the
In
camshaft.
fact, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to know, the whole front suspension is Lamborghini. The steering wheel is a Lamborghini steering wheel.
Same with the steering rack as well.
Everything. The whole-
Wow.
yeah. Discs, everything going in. Same. It shares the same platform as a Lamborghini.
Right.
This engine was the engine that then was used for the first R8. Not a lot of people think it's the R8 donated to the RS4.
This
it's
was
the other way
derived,
around.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
And it's different from the S series V8s. This one revs to 8,250.
Exactly.
You can rev it higher.
Did they specify this is a high rev
rev
variant?
yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, that's something else I did. Because of the intake, I tuned the car.
Okay.
So it's got about 25 horsepower more.
All right. So actually, speaking about the horse, that is a big question because I haven't seen anything purporting to the power fix. They say 98 is 414 brake, but now we're in Africa.
420.
Okay.
Yeah. Newton meters too.
Yeah.
And then 500 and something. Is it kilowatts? Brake horsepower.
Yeah. To brake it was 414. Same power as E92 M3, so 414.
Yeah, and that was its big rival, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, fuel is a problem. These cars suffer from what is called a carbon buildup.
Yeah, exactly. FSI as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Support injection.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
In fact, I lost the engine. This is my second
Actually,
engine.
did see that. So, actually, speaking about the engine, what made you? I know, obviously, how did these engines go? Running costs. Are they a bit of a hassle to maintain? Have you experienced any pain? Water pumps, etc. So on and so
A
forth.
lot of pain. Oh wow, you have. Good. So this is a love affair. You need to understand. Okay.
Exactly. It's one way or another.
I mean,
unrequited.
This is my baby. So instead of getting a wig or whatever, she demands.
Exactly. I can't maintain myself, but I maintain her. Exactly.
I took the engine. Well, I took the car for a carbon clean in South Africa.
So walnut blasting or another?
It was supposed to be walnut blasting, and they used a liquid.
Okay.
And then the engine got hydrolocked.
Oh yeah, exactly. I can
So
imagine.
we then had to source a new engine. I wasn't going to scrap the car. So we were lucky. We found an engine with about 3,000 more kilometers on the clock than this one. But the thing is, once you start removing an engine, pretty much everything needs to be replaced.
Exactly.
It's your water pumps, it's your intercooler lines, your oil cooler lines. So a lot has been done. The car has a new clutch. The thermostat I need to replace again.
Okay. So has that affected the aircon by any means, or the actual temperatures of
The
the
aircon currently is off,
Okay.
but I've got a new aircon compressor, and that's going in.
Okay.
Good. So hey, yeah, we've replaced a lot.
Yeah.
Just last week, the full suspension was redone, and everything was obtained locally.
Oh, is it?
And I had it made locally.
Me as well.
Yeah, because getting parts from
I can imagine logistics, importing.
clearance. The parts are much cheaper overseas than they are in South Africa.
Right. Right.
I'll give you an example. The brakes, Bala World quoted me 37,000 for the brakes.
And that's non-ceramic, or
It's non-ceramic. And I can get them in the country from the US for about 8,000.
Imagine.
So, so there's a lot that you can get overseas. But now, because of all the problems with logistics, it takes forever. I ordered a mass flow air sensor from the US.
Okay.
It is a month. It was supposed to take 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't end. It really doesn't end. I feel that pain.
So anyway, all the bushes were done locally. Front suspension, auto boost, and clean force maintain the car.
Okay.
Everything that's needed, it's them.
Right.
So they take care of it, and she's really handling nicely now with the refresh suspension.
Exactly.
We had to add a bit of camber onto the rear wheels.
I thought that was standard. This is just barely noticeable.
Yeah,
it's barely
there's just 1 degree of camber.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
I think that's pretty much everything.
That's-
If not, we'll cover it on the road and take it for a spin.
you will enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this one. So thank you once again for this opportunity. I can't wait to hear it and feel it and etc.
Very welcome.
Exactly.
Very,
Take it
very
for a spin. Perfect.
Cool.
Right. So guys, we're in the RS4. Almost forgot the RS4 B7, and I'm sure. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. This V8 is very loud. And it's not very loud, but it's the timber. The timber it's alright.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's perfect. I can't lie. And I'm still. So speaking about the transmission, actually.
Yeah.
So these only came in a 6-speed manual.
Only in the 6-speed manual, and it's the last of the Audi V8 manuals.
Okay.
Which is what makes it so desirable.
Okay. No, understood. And as for driving, obviously it's a manual, but oh wow. I love it. I am so happy, guys. I've been waiting for this for so long, and it finally came into fruition. Because it's funny, because I actually saw you. I've seen you a couple times actually. Long before I even started my brand, actually.
Okay.
I noticed you when I was in my first year. I think you usually hang around area.
Yes.
Exactly.
I was working just in that area.
Because
But at that time I had an R32.
Uh-huh.
I had 2 R32s.
Did you
Mark
sell it?
5.
Exactly. Did you sell it by any chance?
Yeah, I sold them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You wonder where they are at night. It's funny enough. But during the day, that's something else.
That's R32.
Exactly.
Mark 5.
So what made you sell the beast? I mean, R32. I mean, those sooner or later the value's gonna go up.
Personal circumstance.
Okay. No, understood. But I must say, these seats, comfortable. And maybe I just need to adjust my seating placement just a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure how to.
There's the round lever on the side.
Okay.
That adjusts the back. The 2 buttons on the front adjust your bolsters.
I will see this on the back. Okay.
Just
Okay.
here.
Oh, okay. All right. Perfect. Oh, okay. First time ever in bucket seats.
Really?
Yeah, first time.
Not even in the Mark 5s?
Never. Actually, the wingbacks, the Mark 5, yeah.
They're slightly different from these. They are all manual, the Mark 5 seats.
Okay.
And they don't work on this car. because on the Mark V Golf, the seat belt goes into the seat. Sorry, it goes into the B pillar.
Right. Okay.
On these ones, it goes into the seat.
Oh,
so
right.
they don't work. Yeah.
Makes sense. So I am a short.
Yeah, adjust the seat. The levers just here.
Okay. I'm a shorter guy. Alright. Not too bad.
See? Manual. Easy.
Bro, what? V8 RS4. Sir, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Alright. I'm happy. I'm so happy for this, sir. No, once again.
Please don't call me sir.
Carlos
Carlos is fine. Somebody is fine.
But thing is,
just not sir.
But thing is, I'm a young boy.
So what? We love cars. You can't be calling me sir.
No, true. I hear you. No, okay. No, I'll change it from now on. I'll change it. Steering is a bit heavy compared to my Honda Fit. So one more pull?
Yep. No worries.
Son, I mean, Carlos. Wow. No ways. We're going to get 5 there. Wow. I'm so lost for words. Carlos. So, yeah, no. I'm a bit rusty. Definitely, I'm a bit rusty. But for the mean part, so what?
It's not a problem.
Exactly. So, it's such a habit. What can I say? Such a habit. But for the mean part, what's here, Carlos? I want to say thank you for this. Now, I think I've enjoyed my fun. It's definitely a beast. I wonder how people are looking.
And you don't realize it, but she's pretty loud outside.
Really?
Yeah. But inside, there's no drone, nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I need to adjust this, but it clips there.
These Germans. I've never... Guys, this everything I experience on the channel is the first time, unless I disclose it. But when I tell you, Audi. Sir, and Carlos, why do I keep saying sir? Carlos, I am lost for words. I am absolutely grateful.
No, you're very welcome.
Keep
Very cool.
Exactly. Thank you for this. So you've driven a manual your whole life?
Yeah, pretty much, except for the Mark 5s. Those were DSG. Yeah.
Six.
Yeah.
Yes. Yo. Wow. And really, honestly, that's symphony. That's symphony. It's
But that comes a lot from the intake.
okay.
The sound that you're hearing here, that growl, that's the intake.
Oh wow.
So, and really that's the difference that it makes.
Exactly.
Changing the intake from the stock.
Symphony. It's wow. Oh my word. It's raw.
Yeah,
It's raw.
that's the beauty of the V8, right? So it's a very
Just listen to this. Oh my word.
Imagine this on an autobahn.
Imagine. So, speaking about, so since Auto Boost has been taking care of you,
Yeah.
did they add a little bit of pop and bangs, or should I say,
No, I don't like pops and bangs.
Okay.
And especially not a naturally aspirated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's difficult to actually pull off compared to a turbo.
Yeah.
Production. Yeah.
Like I said, I've got it's remapped for the intake and for the flap delete. With the carbon buildup, the flaps on the intake manifold that allow for the cold startup, so that you have a smooth cold startup. When you do the carbon clean, the screws on the flaps get loose and they fall into the engine, and then they blow the engine. So as a safety precaution, most of the guys delete their flaps, and then you get a very rough idle on cold starts. So I tuned it so that you wouldn't get that rough idle. And then because of the greater airflow through the cold air intake, the grouping intake, that needed to be regulated as well. It's not, you don't need to have an intake, a tune for that intake, but it helps. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, Auto Boost, Clean Force take care of it, and then I'm on a international WhatsApp group. So there's about 300 of us.
Oh wow! So everyone's an Audi RS owner, yeah?
Yes. RS4 B7.
Oh,
this
wow.
model, yeah. But not Avants. There's, I think, 4 or 5 of us that have Avants. Then the rest are saloons and cabriolets. And they are great as well, because they are able to source parts, things that are difficult to find, and advice. There's incredible amounts of advice that you get from these groups. 2 of the guys have rebuilt this engine from scratch. Oh wow! So it's a collaboration with Auto Boost and No. This is the group that's separate. Yeah. So yeah, it's just incredible. So when we run into a problem at Auto Boost, where they're uncertain about something, that group says, "Oh no, you do this and you do that," and we're good to go. Exchange knowledge. Yeah. And I think that's the key with car guys, right? Whether you're driving a Fit or a Vitz or a 911 RS4, doesn't matter. It's just the exchange of information, and guys know what advice to give you. And that's for the weight, so they can. And there's the sound. So that's 6,000 RPM. That's still way low.
It's 6,000 and it sounds like that. 6,000 it sounds like that. So have you ever hit the 8,000? I know that's pretty far.
8,000? Yeah, easily.
Easily?
Yeah.
I mean, if that was that like with 6,000, I can't imagine 8,000.
You want to get to 8,000?
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
8,000. 8,000.
Oh wow! Top show. So was that? So when you hit 8,000, do you have like a little let me say software to sort of prevent any engine?
Yeah, it stops me at 8.5. That one stopped me at 8.5.
Okay.
But that's the tune. There's a new company that's doing tunes in the US called Jackal. Jackal Motorsports.
Right.
And they can get this car to about 9.5.
9.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't, over
without
time,
doing damage to the car.
Okay, I was about to say, because but even if over time there is wear and tear, that is
of course.
Cylinders, positive. What can I say? Positive crankcase and everything like that.
Yeah, you see, you raise an interesting issue there. We've been discussing it in the group, the different type of oils to use on the car.
Right.
So I'm going to be moving up to 10W60 because of our heat. Yeah. So during winter I'm on 540, and then in summer I move over to 1060.
Okay. Would that be more with the viscosity?
Yeah.
Okay.
and because of our extreme heat.
Yeah.
But some of the advantages they have that we don't have here is they send their oils when they do oil changes. They send them for analysis.
Exactly.
We don't have such resources here. So it becomes extremely expensive to send it to South Africa and whatnot.
So if in any case, you would have to basically take your car to SA as is, or can they come to you for etc.?
For
in
the engine
case,
analysis?
in the extreme case.
No, you just drain the oil and you send them the oil for analysis.
Okay.
So it would be nice to have something like that available here. Somebody who can analyze. But I don't think our car market is quite big enough for it. What the guys in the US and Europe do is that they run multiple oils on their cars, different brands, and they see where the least wear and tear is. For us here, or at least for me, there's one guy in Texas who's running 10W60 liquid moly, and because they've got a climate that's similar to ours, that's why I've decided, at least for summer, I will change over to the 10W60. Winter, keep it at the 5W40.
So would you have to change any sort of spark plugs in order to optimize, etc.?
No. Well, I change the spark plugs as and when. I've had to change them once. But that's when I got the car. I need to change the injectors.
Exactly.
That's again preventative maintenance. These cars, like all sports cars, it's all about preventative maintenance.
Exactly.
Anything. So if you don't do it, you can get away with it in normal service, and then you blow your engine and
it's gonna catch up with you, unfortunately.
So it's always better to do these things. Unfortunately, like I keep getting reminded in the group, when this car came out, it was in the same price range as a 911 and a Lamborghini Corrado. So it was around about 75,000 US. Obviously the car is devalued, but the prices of parts has remained the same.
If not, it's gone up in value.
Exactly. Parts are still quite expensive. The aftermarket, because there were so few of them made, it's not huge, but you can get everything. Except for stupid things like the door blades. You simply can't get them anymore. So now what we're trying to do is get somebody to 3D print them. And see what we can get. A lot of aircon condensers no longer available at all.
Wow. Brand new second hand.
The advantage that we have in Africa generally is that we recondition parts. We masters at refabrication.
Second hand brand new second hand.
The Europeans and the Americans, they don't keep their second-hand parts. We keep them.
Once it's done, they throw it out.
Exactly.
We take your rubbish. We take your rubbish.
So there's a lot of little nuances like that
Exactly.
But there's a good community in South Africa. I was on a Facebook page, a WhatsApp group with some of the guys. There's some really nice RS4s in South Africa, including supercharged RS4s. Because it's naturally aspirated, going turbo is not the easiest thing.
Exactly.
Although one guy in the States has put twin turbos in the boot.
Oh wow.
And e-boosters. His goal is to get to 1,000 brake horsepower.
But is it possible though? I mean,
on the stock engine.
Stock. So that means stock pistons.
Stock everything.
Stock engine. Wow.
These cars were over-engineered, so they can take much more punishment than the official figures.
Exactly.
And so long as it's well maintained, your injectors or fuel rails, etc., all that needs to be replaced, PCVs, etc. Maintain all of that. This car will.
I mean, you've proved it. You don't even have to speak. The car speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Literally.
Thank you.
So I mean, this has been an honor to have you on the channel. I think I'll close the video there. We'll continue our convo after the camera closes. And
Sure.
once again,